That's right. We have a good time, but we have Mr. PDQ. We want to find out what Mr. PDQ, what the PDQ stands for, and we want to get into the fear of becoming a man, like what marriage is. I knew you were divorced, and then you know, may I have your hand in marriage is one of the chapters in the book. So, whoa, what was that? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Mr. PDQ, talk to us.
Mr. PDQ, I go by PDQ because what it is, my father's name was PDQ, his nickname. So I took his nickname and made it my brand. So I have a company called PDQ Management, which stands for People Demand Quality LLC. And I also use the name as my brand for social media for Mr. PDQ. So basically, it's just keeping his legacy going. I feel like I'm a better version of him. So I'm doing what he...
Was he in your life?
He was there. He was in and out. Okay. Read the book.
So everybody, we're gonna read the book. Give me a book. No, we're gonna go buy it. We'll go out. It's on Amazon. I researched it. So it's on Amazon. You can go buy it right now. So check it out. And you have a website, right?
Yes. fearofbecomingaman.com. You can grab the book there too as well.
Fearofbecomingaman.com. Okay, so tell us about. May I have your daughter's hand in marriage? You've done that before. You've actually asked somebody. Did you do that part?
So I wrote that chapter of the book in reference to my ex-wife, and it really wasn't really about her. It was about her father, because I had to take the opportunity to go talk to her father about actually, having her hand in marriage. And I felt like I dropped the ball, because what happens is if you ask a man to have his daughter's hand in marriage, you're saying that you're taking that responsibility on. You're saying that you're going to love her, protect her, provide for her, and do what you need to do. And I did a little bit of that, but I didn't stay committed to it, because I really wasn't ready for what marriage really, the whole embodiment of what marriage is. See, a lot of people talk about being married, but you got to be ready for what it is and what it takes to be successful. And one of the things about marriage is everybody is cool when everything's happy. Right? When everything's good, it's easier to be cool. But when the stuff hit the fan and things get hard, we bail. And that's the time you're supposed to come closer. You're supposed to be more connected, more in sync with each other to get through those hard times. So I really just talk about that whole situation and an incident he and I had where he told me that, long as I never put my hands on his daughter, that he and I would never have a problem. I'm like, I got 3 sisters. I'm cut from real dudes, so I don't do that, right? So I had a situation where me and her had a fallout, and she went and got her family. And while I was at work, they came and took all her stuff, and my stepson's stuff out the house. And he felt like he shouldn't have been a part of that. So he came back and pulled me to the side, and he apologized. They don't make dudes like that no more. They don't make men like that that's going to come and apologize for what they, not standing on their word. And to me, I'm big on my word. My word is everything. And we don't make a lot of that no more. And that's why I made the comment earlier. There's a difference. You move like boys. Boys do what boys do. But when you move like a man, you understand that you will stand in your faults. You will stand and stand into your transgressions and your truth. So, when you made a mistake, you're willing to man up and say that you made that mistake.
Absolutely. So, making a mistake, do you feel like you would ever get married again?
Definitely.
So are you?
Definitely.
So you're a man now?
No.
You're a man.
Always been.
That fear of becoming a man. We've been boys do, man do.
Well, so here's the thing. So because now the thing is this, right? A lot of times we move around and we think we're men off of how many women we conquer, right? So it's a misconception of what a man is versus understanding what a man is, understanding that you take responsibility, understand that you stand in your truth, understand that you get up every morning, you go grind out, do what you need to do, make things happen for yourself and for your family if you have to. It encompasses a lot. But when you're growing up and no one's showing you what that looks like, now you got society depicting what that's supposed to look like to you, and a lot of times it's off.
What is it that you embrace now that you didn't embrace when you were in your first marriage? That you say, you know what?
Only been married once, bro.
Right.
Okay.
That's your first marriage.
Right.
It could be a second.
You ain't like out back in another one.
Your
like,
first marriage, there could be
up.
a second. Right. What is it that you sit back and reflect on and say, you know what? This is how I am different from who I was then. What are your key points?
Man, I got a bunch of those, but one of the things I would say is communication. I am very adamant about communicating when I'm with a woman. Like if we cannot communicate effectively with each other, then we're wasting each other's time, right? And if something about you doesn't make me better before I met you, and if something about me doesn't make you better before I met you, then we're wasting our time. So that's just me. So communication, I didn't communicate effectively or well my first time out, right? Nor did I stand on my responsibilities. Like I didn't want to take fault for what I did wrong. So I had to learn that. I hope that answered your question.
How long ago were you married?
I was married in 2009. I got divorced in 2012.
See, he just dropped some stuff, and it should have been like a loud applause in here. You know what I mean? Because you don't, like he said, you don't hear men talking like he just dropped the information that he's just dropping. And I'm proud to have met this man. I met this man out at a UPPN networking event. And we connected, and I don't connect with a lot of dudes, you know what I mean? And this dude, he was real, and when you connect spiritually and from purpose, it's on another level. So he's a part of the Diamonds in the Rough family, he's a part of the Diamonds in the Rough business network. I'm happy to have him a part of it, and listening to what he's dropping, you know what I mean? You don't hear guys talking at that level. And when D. Lee on the last episode was saying what he was saying, and your response to him, you know, what I realized, or what came to my mind with what you said to him about, you know, in connection to your book, is that a lot of women, what they're attracted to is boys. They're attracted to boys. They're not even used to seeing real men out here. Because when real men drop real men knowledge, they think it's foreign. You know what I mean? The stuff that you're talking about, the stuff that I'm talking about, and the connection between those two, like, they think that that's, you know, oh, that's weird, or that's strange, or that's something that's out there. That's because they're not used to hearing real men speak.
It's not.
So I'm just happy to hear you dropping
think,
some stuff.
I don't think we're attracted to boys. Yes, he said that. Yes, D. Lee said that after a while. But when we meet, there's a lot of boys out here. Give us a real man to look up to. Yes, that's you. You one of maybe one.
Don't forget the other part, because when we meet the little boys, we're told, you're not supporting me. You aren't helping me reach my potential. You aren't helping me to get to where I need to be. You don't deserve me at my best, because when I was at my worst.
But
that's when you was a little
the
boy.
key thing
And if I'm saying that what I want is a man to my woman, because I'm not a little girl anymore. And I think that women recognize when we're not a little girl anymore, maybe a lot faster than some of these men recognize that they don't want to be little boys. I mean, we just sat here, the last episode we listened to D. Lee, and he told us it was a long time. I'm sure that wasn't 5 minutes ago. He was out here playing a lot longer than he was being saved and sanctified and trying to be a man. We just listened to Mr. PDQ right here. That was the reason I asked, because that was 3 short years ago. That's why I wanted to know. That was 3 short years ago. So, okay, now you're getting them in a different level or something. But in 2009, because I know everybody up here besides me pretending to be 21, in 2009, I know that he was not 21. So I know he ain't 24 today talking about, I got my life together. So that's all. I mean, everybody got to reach their potential really by themselves. Their revelation is for themselves. It's not for me to relevate you. Your own relevance is to yourself first. Then you can come into my life and we can try and do something together.
When you talk about, go ahead.
Well, listen, right? My experience is based off of what are people attracted to. What are women attracted to? What are men attracted to? Sometimes it's boy stuff and sometimes it's men stuff. But the thing is, most women are attracted to successful people. You know, and a lot of men are attracted to a lot of successful women. But in the same token, you can't mold and shape a person to be something that they're not. That's true. You know, like a guy like me, I have options. But unfortunately, those options for the women who are trying to come at me are not the women who are suitable enough to be standing by somebody like me. I need a support system. You know, for me.
You're not allowed to say that. I'm just telling you, my experience. I'm just telling you. See, because I have all these experiences.
Right.
Or I'm sorry. You can say that because you have a penis.
Right.
I can't say that because I have a vagina. It's the end of 2016, and I'm going into 2017 too, which is I'm recognizing all the BS that I done listened to.
Not even that. People start off as a man. They say all the right things in the beginning, and then you start to unravel, and then you start to see that the fact that, you know how people say, I don't want you to pay for the sentence, the mistakes of someone else. But once you start seeing that person, they start unraveling, and then you start seeing the junk that they come from their past relationships, from their past story. Not everybody gets to be as evolved as certain people. Sometimes you start seeing they start off good, they're a good person, they do this, but then eventually they start, all that ish starts to come around, and you start to see what they're lacking.
But here's the thing, right?
Their baggage.
Here's the issue. Here's 2 issues we have. One, there's not a person walking in here that's perfect, right? So what it happens is my imperfection should be your perfection, so together we're perfect.
I agree with that.
Right?
Yes, I agree with that.
So when we have those type of connections, then it's different. But the other thing is this, right? Most black, listen, I'm 40 years old. I grew up in the 80s
You're
and 90s,
not allowed to say
right?
that. Everybody 21.
Okay,
Everybody
I'm 21, right? I'm 21, right? So, but my point is this: I grew up in the 80s and 90s, right? Back then, you gotta figure the 80s was the crack epidemic, right? Our fathers was in prisons and out of the way, so and we was left to the women to raise us, right? So you had to make your own depiction. I got a whole chapter in there talk about the Cosby Show, right? Because most of us from our generation ended up going to college because of the Cosby Show, not because we was talked to about college. I ended up at Shaw University because he wore a Shaw University shirt.
Shaw.
Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Shaw Bears. Shaw you.
That's
You know what I mean?
Howard. That's Howard.
That quick. Howard just forgot that he been trying to tell us to cut to a commercial. He immediately got distracted by his HBCU pride.
You finally
Show
got-
you.
Show
But you
you.
know, there you go.
Show you. But this is single on a Saturday night. Yeah, you just made his day right there. Thank you. Thank you. Don't forget to watch him every Thursday at 1 o'clock. My Special Day TV. Go to New Video Productions, alvinastyles.com for the jewelry. And I can't forget about Rashina Stewart, Exquisite Hair Design. She is on point. Don't forget to get the app, Harry Situation. Download it on your phone, Google Play, iPhone, whatever it is. Harry Situation. Because I like my hair. I really do. Thank you, Rashina Stewart. We're going to go. We're going to get to some more wobbling. We're going to have a good time. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate you. Thank you for Miss Mary for the cake. Miss Mary.
She back there jamming, too.
Miss
She back there
Mary's
jamming.
jamming. Thank you for the cake. She brought us an end of the year cake. That's Miss Mary. She hooked
And
us
Howard
up.
ate a piece of it before anybody got here.
Oh, well, I
Trying to
didn't
pretend
even know.
like it was somebody else. Because that's what they teach you at Show You.
Show you. All right, let's go. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Michelle, Philly's Oprah, and I got some new hair. What is the name of this hair?
This is my virgin Brazilian curly hair.
Listen, I'm getting ready for the Urban Expression 25th reunion, and I wanted a little something different. You like the curly do? This is the pre-process. You're gonna see it after the clothes is up. But tell us the name of the salon.
Lotus Beauty Spa.
Right here at Lotus Beauty Spa. Check out Rashina Stewart on Instagram and get the app Harry Situation. So what's so new about Lotus Beauty Spa?
Well, we used to be a full service salon where we just did hair, but now we're a full service spa where we can accommodate you with pedicures, manicures, facials, and coming soon, massage.
And today I got a whole new hairdo. It's Brazilian virgin hair. Is that what it is?
Virgin Brazilian curly hair.
Oh, I like the curls. Do you like the curls? How do I take care of my curls?
It's easy. All you have to do is make sure you use your leave-in conditioner and do not sleep on it. Make sure you put a bonnet on every night, satin bonnet.
All right, this is Rashina Stewart. I hear that this your thing now, right?
It's my thing.
It's a thing now. Rashina Stewart. Look it up on Facebook, right?
Yep.
Facebook, Lotus Beauty Spa. Lotus Beauty Spa right here, still in Cedar Brook Plaza.
Yep. Check me out on Instagram also. Lotus Beauty Spa on Instagram also.
And I know you're thinking about that song, Lotus Flower Bomb, take you high. You remember that song? Okay. All right, let's go. Let's check it out. Anyway, look, we talking about us being men.
Oh, well, wait a
us,
minute. No, we got to
meeting
clarify
men.
because we were
Us
already told.
meeting men.
No, we got to clarify. We got to clarify because I was just told that the answer is you had to support your man. I did not
told
say.
you that?
Right here.
Oh.
I'm going right here.
Quran.
I'm going right here. I'm going right here. Quran. I just want to clarify that because nobody said don't support your man. Nobody said don't support your woman. What I'm saying, I was actually packaging up very nicely the themes that have been coming in this past year from most of our audience and our guests, and it is not about support. It really becomes be they mama. It's not supporting them and helping them get somewhere else. It is now we the lover, we the mother, we your kids, we're everything because, and I've been told about the crack epidemic and why we struggling over here, and I've been told about how black men have so many issues against them. Where your book go? Because right on the back in its caption, it told you about all of the plight of the black man, but it don't never describe exactly what those plights are because he told me when I asked him, just look in the media. Well, in the media, all I see is Donald Trump every day doing something to everybody. But the point is that I didn't say don't support your man. And I do agree behind every great man is a greater woman. It's not a great woman, it's a greater woman. However, that don't mean I didn't push you out. That mean I'm not your mama.
All right, you have a comment?
Yeah, one thing I would like to say also too is from my experience, some of us black men cannot handle the success of a black woman. We're like scared of it. We are afraid. And that's to me, that's a universal hang-up. The one thing I can appreciate is a successful black woman. And you have to, as a black man, you have to support her too. You're looking for support coming from her, you have to support her too. You have to acknowledge her accomplishments. To me, that's a power couple right there. And in order to be a power couple, you have to open your mind to say like, oh, my woman's successful. I got me a honey bear. And she got her sugar daddy. And I'm still going to kick it. And to me, that's the ultimate compliment of a good and successful relationship.
The thing I wanted to talk about also was, we talking about a man, but nobody's here is talking about how is a man defined. Because a lot of women have their own definition of what a real man is. I've always heard women say, well, if you was a real man, you'll do this. If you was a real man. Let's get into the concept of what is a real man to you as a woman, and how do we as men, when we talk about real men, how do we look at that?
But can I say this too? One more thing though. What people don't also recognize is that we are human magnets. We attract who we are. If you're attracting BS dudes or BS chicks, there's something about you that's BS that you're not really taking the time to look at. Because at the end of the day, we track who we are.
I think that a man or a woman, whatever that word, if you were lesbian and you're looking for a woman, whatever that is you're looking for, or transgender, I don't really know what they're looking for. But my question is this. If
she looked at me.
I don't know, I'm just saying. I get confused.
I'm not the expert.
I don't know, because it's like it was a lesbian, but then she married a transgender, so then but that was pretending to be a man, so is that really still a lesbian? I get confused. So anyway, but my point of this was that you can't define what is a man, and you cannot define what is a woman, because the man for Tamara is not the man for Danielle, and the man for Danielle is not the man for Shelly, and all the women for Dave are not some of the women for PQ.
I feel you on that. I do feel it because there are pieces that work individually for everybody, right? And there's personality matches and all of that kind of stuff. However, I think you can define manhood and womanhood. It's what that looks like for each individual is different. But what the standard is a definition. There is a standard for manhood. There is a standard for womanhood.
What is it?
Outside of that standard is how that looks. The things, it's hard to define it because but basically you need someone to use the themes that were mentioned by Brother PDQ, right? To mention some of the themes, you have to be balanced. You have to have a purpose. You have to know what that purpose is. You have to be on that path towards that purpose. You have to be a leader towards that end. Those are the things. You have to have a sense of spirituality. You have to have your mind right. You have to be emotionally stable. And you have to be physically working towards being fit. Those are the four things that any person who is saying that they're a standard. Look,
I know chicks that like fat dudes with their stomach hanging over their penis.
Fitness,
they like them like that is not working towards being fit.
Right. Fitness might look different. Fitness might look differently per person. However, it is what is fit for that person's body makeup, their biochemistry.
So it's like
that's what it is.
Two things. Why did they sit me next to her? Good Lord.
It's like a puzzle.
We gonna pray. We gonna pray. But here's the other thing, right? You said that there's no depiction. But there is in a lot of different cases. And if you look at it from a spiritual, biblical perspective, right? And I'm not no church slinging Bible quoting nothing, right? But here's what I do know. The Bible also says a man with no vision will perish. You have to have a man that has a vision. If you're dealing with a man that has no vision, no aspiration, no dreams, no attributes about him that complement you, then you already know you're wasting your time.
Standard.
Simplicity.
Right.
But the funny thing, women like boys because the boys are fun. And they attracted to the fun, especially a woman that works all day and they want to have fun. And most of the older men that's defined as men are serious. They want to plan. They got the vision. Like for me, like everything about being single on this panel is like, yeah, we single, but we single because we focused for 2017 and getting our records out, getting our books out, getting our businesses and televisions and everything going. But the boys is out there having fun, and then the ladies are like, I want to have fun with him, and it's all fun and good with the boy until it gets serious. And then the boy still wants to play.
Yeah.
And the woman is like, well, I'm ready to get serious now. And it's like, but hold on. And he's not willing to grow up because he's still having fun. You know what I'm saying? So it seems like a lot of ladies are attracted to that fun guy that's the boy first, and then get mad at him because he's still having fun. And he ain't ready to grow up when she ready for him to grow up. So
Well, that's no. We're gonna go to a break. We're gonna go to a break. This is Single on the Saturday Night. Going to a break. Howard Gillian Jr., Alvina Styles, Rashina Stewart, everybody. Let's go.
I felt like Cinderella.
I said, that's fiction. I dropped my hat and ran.
The whole veil comes off.
A little bit X-rated.
Happy birthday, Tracy!
Hit the gas and took off.
You are here at Sing on a Saturday Night. I am Patrice Bailey, and we're here with Michelle from Alvina Styles. Michelle, tell us about your business.
Oh, girl, we are so excited. Alvina Styles has everything. You know we're home with a pop-up boutique. Okay, we have lingerie, we have hats, scarves, jewelry, fabulosity everywhere. And guess what? Alvina Styles is now hiring. So if you're looking for a fun place, a fun job, or to make money, come see us. AlvinaStyles.com. Go with our website, shout out to us, and we'll be in contact with you.
You heard it here on Sing on Saturday Night. I'm Patrice Bailey. Follow me at Real K Bailey.
But listen, Shelly, I like what Supreme said. Okay, I want to take that and run with it real quick.
Go ahead, run.
About serious, just basically serious and plain, right? And so if you take that and look at a lot of what we've been talking about today, right? The thing is what I think women are doing is because they're not used to men who are at seriousness at a certain level, right? That when those men are asking for some women to step up to that level of seriousness, if they're not used to being asked to step up, then they're going to see that level of seriousness as, oh, that ain't cool, that's not fun, and they're going to want more balance for them for where they are. And I think that's why men and women are missing each other, because the levels don't tend to be the same. Either women tend to be above a lot of the dudes out here, and that's what we tend to hear, and I will agree with that. But I think for the dudes who are at the higher level than them, they're not used to that, and so everything flips. You know what I mean? So they're the ones who are still playing compared to those dudes. Because when those dudes are talking at those serious levels, it's like, oh, that's too intense. People call me too intense. No, it's not that I'm too intense. I'm on a serious level at a level that most women are not used to. And they're not hearing enough of other men talking at that level. That's what it is.
And that's why we say it's important that when you meet somebody, you want to have understanding. Are you out dating to have fun, or are you dating for a purpose?
But how many people really have transparency though? Like let's
but you still got to ask the question. You still got to ask the
really got
question.
transparency?
You still got to ask that question.
But I claim on that.
Go ahead.
You've said that for a long time.
So many times.
No, you said
Go
it
ahead.
for a long time. And this is not just about transparency. It's about transparency with self.
Right.
Because I come across women who will tell me, I'm so ready for a relationship. And then as soon as they meet somebody and it's, they want to play with him. And it's like, what happened to you was ready for a relationship? Now you this dude's side joint, but you said you was ready for a relationship. Yeah. Why? Well, we're going to come back. You can get answered. But I'm just saying that we're not being honest with
Not being
ourselves.
honest.
So, and I'm putting that on women because y'all want to say that it's always about what the men are doing. But women do that. We fall into it, and I see it over and over again. Or I'm looking for a man that does A, B, and C, X, Y, and Z, but I'm really gonna settle for the dude that's really married, but he ain't married, but he kind of got a joint, and but we're doing that. So, but I will tell you all day that same chick. I want to be married. I want to be married. I want to be married. Or you get this one. Well, I'm gonna close my legs until I'm ready for a relationship because I want to get married, and then I meet the dude, and then my legs fall open, and then I go, I don't know when my legs fell open, and then his penis fell in. Now I'm all in love, but he don't want no serious relationship. Well, you told him that you wouldn't be having sex without a serious relationship, so he thought he was all in. It's just too much. Is that it's not just about transparency with others. It's about transparency with self. Basically, own your ish. That's what my mother always told me. Own your ish.
There you go.
Danielle for judge.
And she drops the mic. But how about this? I think the other piece is that I've met a lot of women that have these checklists.
Okay, this is annoying me. This is annoying me for 2 shows. I'm sorry.
Well, if you saw it on there, why you let it stay on there?
I thought it was a gray hair.
That list.
Well, the gray hair right here.
And yet the relationship.
PDQ, tell them about that list, man. I'm so tired of that list.
So what we have is you meet a lot of women that got these unrealistic checklists, right? So if the man he has to have, if she makes 80 and he's not making, because that's how y'all be. If he makes 80, if I make 80, he needs to make 100,000. And if I drive a Benz, he needs to be in the Lex or Benz. How about that man grind out? He don't care about materialistic things. He come home and he come home. He save his money. He manage his money well. He's not about spending, just on blowing on anything because he looking on the bigger picture and making sure that y'all got something to grow with, right? But he don't fall on that checklist, so I'm gonna miss him. Right? Or you got the dude over here that's doing everything that you think he wants to do because you're attracted to him, but he really don't care about you. But this dude right here, he trying to run through the wall for you, but you don't want him. The boy that's paying you no mind, that's who you want because he kind of touches the checklist.
That's certain people, but I mean that's certain people. Everything is not the same. I've been through some experiences, and as far as a checklist, I may have what I want, and it's not financial. Right now, I really just want someone who is not just my equal, not financially, but my equal, meaning we can really have a conversation, we can get along, we have the same goals, we have the same, but that is a list, that is my list.
Shelly, let me tell you how stupid it is out here and how unequally yoked we are.
Well,
I'm gonna tell you it's just stupid, okay? I've been practicing law for 16 years, and I have been doing all kinds of political things and community work and pro bono work and yada, yada, yada. I know all these political people. And then I'll go, oh, we need something. I call them on the phone. Who is this? Oh, Danielle Patterson. Oh, they're like, I think I know the name. Then somebody come back. Oh, I told him, the lawyer with the big booty. Like, why is it that that's all y'all remember? So I don't even know all the other stuff. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna call her back now. That's the lawyer with the big booty. Like, really? That's really what you remember? The lawyer with the big booty. So I mean, I feel like that need to be my campaign slogan. Danielle, lawyer with the big booty.
But is that equally yoked thing when you're trying to find an equally yoked? Like the person that's like 2 drunks can really be married for 50 years. You know what I'm saying? And 2 crackheads could be married for 50 years because they on the same page with each other. Now I want to know, like, with somebody with some good sense, like that's really trying and build and become a man or be the man or whatever, and a woman that but how come we miss each other and the woman that want to be the woman to get attracted to the boy and get brokenhearted every 6 months she's looking for another man. I want to get married. And the guy who wants to get serious, the girl want to play. I'm gonna date him today. I'm gonna date him tomorrow, and he better give me my Benz. And if he got money, I'm with him. But that's the majority of the playing field. So how are these people that's supposed to be trying to be equally yoked miss each other? But the drunks that live upstairs, they stay together forever. They die together.
Shelly, there you go. There's an app for that. Shelly's developing it. There's an app for that. There's going to be an app for the 5 eligible people, the 2 men and the 2 women and the 1 transgender, because you got to make room for everybody.
But see, all right, but I think we're about to go to a break, right? I think we can. Oh no, we can end it. So go ahead, say your point, because we about to end it.
To go back to what you said about the checklist, I think that goes with what you just said. I think that holds a lot of people back because you're upholding yourself to this checklist where As each day comes in, something changes, which means you grow and you change. So should that checklist. So if you change for tomorrow, which is now today, and you're still following that checklist from Monday, you're not gonna find what you're looking for. You exactly.
I ain't found what I'm looking for yet.
Those two drunks found the commonality of we drink. That's it. We here.
I recently what I want. We get ready to go. This is the end of the show. But what I wanted before is not what I want now. This is single on a Saturday night. Don't forget to go out to Amazon. You can go right on your computer. Fear Becoming a Man. Mr. PDQ.
Mr. PDQ is not there. It's Richard.